So hello everyone, and first of all, thank you for joining a live session today. Today we'll be talking about a much awaited technology, 5G. Today we have with Mr. Nadeem Ahmad, who is the SME and 5G BU head at TelioLabs. He had successfully delivered various telecom projects like the Tata 2G and 3G at MPCG Circle, Vodafone MW Access and DWDM at the MPCG and MH Circle, and Telenor RAN at MH Circle. So he has a deep knowledge of the 5G based architecture and 5G core VNFs. In itself, it shows his deep enthusiasm and expertise in 5G, which indicates this session is going to be an information rich one. Glad to have you, sir. Would you like to add something to this intro?
No, thanks very much, Aditya. It's Thanks very much for your introduction as well. Thanks. Yeah, we can carry on.
So, as our audience has already been acclimatized, we'll be beginning with the questions. So, sir,
Okay, please.
the first question. So, what is your view on how the 5G network will help the other tech companies?
Okay. To start with, see, 5G is having golden triangle of technology like low latency, connection density, and high throughput by using 5G network. Okay, so 5G is faster, more secure, and ultra reliable with low latency network. 5G is much better at handling thousands of devices simultaneously. And 5G will help technology companies in many manners. First benefit to the operators itself, the telecom operators who are going to provide the 5G services. Currently, we are using wired cable at our home for whenever we are requesting any operator for any broadband services or the internet services. He has to lay down the fiber up to your door and connecting this fiber with your building and then providing these services to you. So laying this fiber cable and then operation of this fiber is very tough. So with the innovation of the 5G, this we can imagine the broadband without the wireless 5G we can imagine. So this is the first benefit the operators itself we will be having, and another is improved data transmission speed. Okay, so the benefit will be the very high speed we will be getting. So this will realistic our artificial intelligence. Okay, and another benefit will be we know, as I said, the golden triangle, the lower latency. So it will help to improve our business of driverless vehicles. Okay, so with the low latency, our driverless vehicles will be running on the roads. You will see soon. Okay, and another, as I said, golden triangle. The third triangle talks about the massive connectivity. So multiple devices. I will say 1 million devices can be handled by the 5G at a time. So it will help us for the IoT connectivity. All these things. Okay, and with the enablement of the 5G, we will see the new business model will be coming into the market. Like you might have heard about the remote surgery in the hospitals. So if doctor is sitting remotely and he would be doing the surgery of the patient sitting in another hospital. Yeah, I hope you got the answer.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So a lot of things coming up. Okay.
exactly. 5G is this only. Yeah.
Yes. So, and moving on. So, what are your views on how 5G will change the factory and industrial management systems?
Oh, yeah. So as I mentioned in your first, while I was answering for your first question, so yeah, it is going to help industrial management as well. Okay, so in manufacturing, if you see, till now the traditional machines are running on motors or something. Like if we are
Hmm.
adding the 5G into that, so that will improve the capability. It will be a data-driven process now. Okay, the factors will be data-driven. Okay, since the data speed of the 5G is more 20 times faster than 4G, so your factory floor, which you might have seen or my other friends would have seen, will not only be will be automated and operationally efficient. Okay, and another thing, it will be data driven. Okay, and it will take its own decision and it will complete the task with more efficient, and it will take its own decision when it is connected through 5G. Okay, and another thing in the industrialization, see, machines need to operate under optimal conditions to run manufacturing efficiency. So how you will achieve that? See, if machines are connected, so a operator sitting remotely, he can measure the key metrics of the machine, such as vibration, temperature, throughput of the machine, other characteristics of the machine. So he can efficiently drive the machines, controlling all these key metrics of the machine. Okay, and remotely monitoring all these machines, he can take the decisions what can be better, uh, better performance, how the performance can be improved for the machines. Okay, so there are many factors in while when 5G will come into the market. So one is manufacturing. As I said, the manufacturing, your machines will be smart. They will be taking the decision more efficient, and it will come into the market of healthcare. So as I mentioned in the previously, like remotely, a doctor will be sitting. He will be doing the remote surgery. Apart from that, when you are wearing smart devices, so your health measurements will be being sent to some doctor who is sitting remotely. So he can monitor your health also. Okay,
Hmm.
and if you are being taken to the hospital in an emergency, so currently what is happening, the ambulance is only equipped with the oxygen cylinder. But if your ambulance is 5G connected, so your life condition will be being sent to the doctor, and the junior doctor who is sitting with you in the ambulance, the senior doctor can guide him what treatment has to be given to this patient. Okay, so in healthcare also 5G can help us, and in the retail market also, if you might have seen some or might have understand. See, when you go to the market, you tried a coat. How when you are wearing this, how it is looking like. So it's remotely sitting at your home. You can remotely means artificially you can wear this coat and you can see how this shirt is looking on me, how this
Hmm.
pant is looking on me, and how this goggle is fitting to me. So remotely sitting in virtual reality, you can do the you can do the shopping. Okay, and also in the traffic management. See, if your all the traffic lights and all the system is connected through 5G, so all the vehicle will be talking to each other, and not only talking to each other, they will be talking to other thing. Means vehicle will be talking to your signals as well. So traffic will be much managed. And the great advantage that we are also getting benefit is the work. So although we are sitting remotely, but virtually we are closed and we are talking to each other. This will be much efficient with the help of 5G. Yeah.
And there's a lot of possibilities and things to come up in various sectors. And since we have been discussing a lot about 5G, so what does it take to deploy a 5G network?
Sorry, my pardon, please, Aditya.
I am asking, sir, the question was, what does it take to deploy a 5G network?
Okay, okay. It's about the deployment of 5G. Yeah,
Yes.
correct. See, just to let you know, 5G is basically different parts. If we can divide, there is the spectrum. You might have heard about the spectrum audition was going on few days, auction was going on few days ago,
Yes.
and the spectrum is playing a major role. Then there's the RAN and the core part. Okay, so core, I will say, it is the heart of this network, which is making user to connect with the external world or the internet world or other users. So core is majorly playing this role. Okay, and 5G core is, if I come to the 5G, so it is not like traditional previous 4G or 3G in networks. Its core is service-based architecture. It is totally virtualized network functions we have. Okay, so it is totally, I will say, the totally new concept. It is a combination of telecom as well as IT. Okay, so if you go to the market, like previously, since I have worked on older technologies as well, so earlier we were used to buy, or we used to go to the vendor companies like Huawei, Nokia, Ericsson. So they had purpose built hardware for the core part, but now that can be virtualized. Okay, on Kubernetes, Docker Kubernetes, and containers will be there on which you can run your services, which can work according to your software requirement.
Okay. So moving on, sir. So
Yeah.
what are your views on how the 5G technologies can collaboratively work with the emerging technologies in IoT or AI?
Okay. So IoT people are dreaming from a long, but 5G is going to make this dream true. Okay. Soon we will see IoT in our lives, and see, IoT is nothing. Everything will be connected. Internet on things. Everything will be connected, and the best connection possibilities through 5G only. Okay. 4G is there, but this is not capable to handle so many devices at a time. So 5G will be connecting all the devices at a time, approximately 1 million device at a time. And if we are able to connect our devices with the 5G, so we are going to get, means revolutionary, it will going to have a revolutionary era we will see. Like one will be big data analytics. See if all the devices are connected, so and the data is very fast. all device most of the devices connected, and they are sending data at very fast speed. So a user will be able to pick them very fast, and analytics can be done on that data. And the different companies, retailers, they will be able to see what is going into the market and what possibilities they can have based on this analytics. So they can sell more products on that. Another IoT you might have heard about the farming. Okay, so if I give an example how this is going to help in the farming. See, currently what is happening in traditional farming, a farmer, he goes, he sees whether the water is required or not, what is the condition of my soil. So if all the device, all if my soil is connected with the sensors on which are connected to each other using the 5G, so these sensor will themselves will tell like we need water or not, the soil needs water or not. They will not inform to farmer, they will inform to the motor which supplies the water. They will ask motor to supply the water, we need water. The motor is directly not going to switch on to supply them the water. This will check the weather condition, whether it is going to rain or not. So this way you will see the revolution everywhere. And another will be a smart city, a smart traffic mobility. As I mentioned earlier, everything, all the traffic signals will be connected through 5G. So you can see, like, if you are traveling to some place, maybe you are going to Kerala or some remote place which you don't know about, so you can get live status of this place. Like, maybe if any thunderstorm is expected there, so you will get this alert. Like, if you are moving to this place, we are expecting a thunderstorm in this area, or there is a road accident in this area, or some other any condition you will get immediately in the real time. So this will help us. Okay. And another benefit, we can say, electricity. We all use the electricity, and the demand for electricity is increasing, like as we are speaking. Okay, so if the electricity provider connects his grids and makes his automated using the 5G network, so it will help him. It will help him to immediately recognize where is the fault, what issue he is observing. He can analysis his network grid. Okay, and real time he can detect the problem, where the problem is happening. He can resolve that. So this is the benefit of 5G in the grid. And of course, the public surveillance. We know everywhere security of individual is very important. And in today's world scenario, we are going to see everywhere we see surveillance is there. But today's the device, the camera we are using for the surveillance are cable based. We need to install the camera, and then the cable is running through everywhere to behind somewhere going to router. But in 5G, it will be cable-less cameras, okay, and they will be directly sending signals to your mobile phone. So in real time, you can check what is happening when you are away. So these are many benefits you can see from the 5G. Yes.
Certainly, sir. And since we have been discussing how 5G is revolutionary, so what are your views on how the general public can harness the capabilities that 5G is bringing in?
Okay. See, 5G technology is giving rise to various new applications in the field of automation, energy, and utility. Okay, so one is the shorter delay. See, 5G will accommodate larger data transfers and minimize the lag in the time when data is sent and received. Okay, so this will enable real-time connectivity for IoT data. We already discussed about the IoT.
Yes.
Just mentioning again, since this question is about that. So this will enable real-time connectivity for IoT data exchanges, connected cars, and other smart objects plugged into this network. And another will be increased connectivity. The 5G mobile network architecture will significantly increase the capacity, of course, right? And more people and devices will be able to communicate at the same time without overloading the network. Currently, we see if there is a cricket match in any cricket ground or any gathering in a mandir or somewhere. So due to the huge crowd, the network gets overloaded and you are not able to make your calls.
Yes.
5G is going to solve this problem. Okay, another will be the faster speed. Okay, see, as mentioned already, 5G speed will trump 4G and likely become compatible to fiber optic wired networks. I mentioned earlier, like we can dream of wireless broadband now. And with the 5G is mobility is one of the major factor. Like currently, if we are traveling fast in the car, so handover takes difficulty. There's a difficulty between two different cells handover, so your call gets dropped. But if you are using 5G, so even if you are traveling in a bullet train with the speed of more than 300 kilometer per hour, so your call is not going to drop. You're continuously going to enjoy your voice services with the more than 300 kilometer per speed. Okay, and And another, as I mentioned earlier, the density means if you want to more and connect more and more devices at the same time, so 5G is there which can support up to 10 million of devices at a time to connect, right? And some benefits, as you asked about the business. So one is, of course, the customer experience. Okay, if the customer is happy, the business will be more happy, I will say. So with the 5G, there will be the reliable connectivity there, especially in the places where it is usually crowded. Okay, and customer will have very better experiences. And another is a real-time report of any if there is any fault, as I mentioned about the camera or other things, the smart grids. So real-time reporting will be there. Okay, and another is the automation. It will help us in the automation. And see, one is another engagement, like we are talking to each other. So 5G will be there, so we will be happy and we will be connected with our nears and dears every time. Okay, so
Yeah,
it is unlimited. I will say 5G is unlimited. Yeah.
certainly, sir. So moving on. So how are the network service providers preparing enterprises for the 5G adoption?
You mean to say means if network operator wants others to adopt his 5G services, right? This is about
Yes,
that,
sir.
right? Okay. So in this, I will say as a network operator, I need to make them understand what 5G can do for their business. See, everybody wants profit. Everybody wants to earn more and more revenue. So we have to make them understand what 5G can do for their business. It can deliver new services. So in 5G, the speed is increased, okay, 20 times than the 4G. So growing number of connected devices and low latency, it introduces to develop the new business cases. Okay. So the process of developing such a business cases like for service providers will be completely new, I will say. Okay. So like as I mentioned, I need to make them understand. So if what benefit they are going to get if they adopt the 5G. The first benefit is this, like the demand of private 5G. Private 5G, we call it actually normally we in our terminology we call it non-public 5G network. Okay, so it is growing because many organization now working on the digital transformation. Okay,
Yes.
they are in process of digitizing their data. All the major organizations and to drive processes and create new digital products and services. Everything will be digitized after some time. Okay, and this will happen with the help of private 5G, I will say, or non-public 5G. And need for a high bandwidth, low latency network. It will support to increase automation. Okay, it will support to increase their automation, their factories, their offices, and it will definitely increase the requirement, their revenue. And enterprise, if they deploy the private network, because they want see privacy, everybody needs privacy. So majorly you will see in the coming future, instead of public 5G, many enterprises will adopt the private 5G because they want the privacy for them. Okay, they require their more control and visibility on their own data. Okay, and it will be cost effective for them. Okay, compared to the face network, if I go for to buy any face access network and laying the fiber over there, so it will be cost effective for them as well. Okay, and we have already seen many enterprise prices are using the Wi-Fi, but it has some its own limitations, like the which can be overcome using the 5G network. So yeah, 5G can help other industries as well. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And sir, what are the some socio-economic implications of the 5G network that's coming up?
Okay. See, somewhere I was reading means one report I was seeing means 5G will means deployment for 5G, it will take around 12 more than 12 trillion US globally in the globally economically. Okay, by 2035, somewhere I was reading that it is more than 12 trillion US dollar. With the it is the greatest growth in the sales activity coming for the manufacturing because of an anticipated increase in the spending on the 5G equipment. Okay, so this is huge amount, I will say, economically, and this will be followed by means this amount will be followed, this 5G will be followed by the ICT sector. Even ICT sector will also be dependent on the 5G. Okay, and other reports also have indicated significant economical benefits and productivity enhancement resulting from investment in the 5G networks. And globally, the forecast operator will spend 40% of sector capex on 5G. Okay,
Yeah.
over the next 5 years. So yeah, that's it.
That's it.
It is huge, I will say. Yeah,
It's a very big transition, certainly.
very very big. Yeah.
Yes. And sir, as it's a very big transition, so what are your thoughts on the barriers on the widespread adoption of 5G that's coming up?
See, anything comes that is new into the market, so it is bit difficult initially to make it popular. So I won't say barrier, but yeah, there are something, some small things which can we can call as a barrier. Like as an operator, if I'm an operator, so since 5G operates majorly on the high frequency beam, okay. So as an operator, I need to purchase this spectrum, which is very costly. And to deliver the services as an operator, again, massive RF planning is need to be done. Okay, RF planning has to be very accurate, provide various services through 5G. And also, as I said, higher frequency spectrum, millimeter waves we are using into the 5G. So he, as an operator, he need to deploy a lot of small cells to provide you the services. Okay, so site acquisition, power requirement, logistic, these are some challenges which I see as an operator. Okay. And as a customer, if I say about myself or any other user, see the biggest challenge to the mass adoption of 5G service is the availability of affordable phones. Okay. See, currently, as it is my mindset, I am having a handset, I am enjoying the 4G services. Okay. So why should I go to market and buy an expensive handset without any additional need? So this is a mindset. So we have to clear the mindset. If you go for the 5G handset, what you will get. Okay. And as I said about 5G core, I was telling you before. So this is not a traditional 5G core. So huge investment is required for the operators for this rollout. Okay. And this is the, and one more thing, just this is out of the question, but it will relate to your question. See, there are two types of deployment in related to 5G. One is SA and one is the NSA. Okay, standalone and non-standalone. So as an operator, what I will see, if people are buying the 5G handsets and he is still able to provide them faster speed enhanced broadband services, okay, using the non-standalone deployment as well. So why he will bother to change his core part? Okay, why he will still be running on the 4G? But if my core is 4G and handset with 5G, I can get the higher speed mobile broadband services, but other features like ultra low latency or massive machines type connectivity, this I'm not going to get. Okay,
Mhm.
until my core is also developed. And another challenge is Aditya, there is a skilled workforce. Okay, it's not like your old traditional network where you go and buy the hardware. Here we are having service-based architecture and virtualized network functions. So we need some resources who not only understand the telecom network, but also understand the cloudification, Docker, Kubernetes, or etc. All these things, and network function deployment over cloud. This will be required in the 5G core. So here, as a TLS, we can help the operators and who are the providing the 5G services. We are having very good resources who not only know about the telecom networks, but they also know cloud, they know Docker, they know Kubernetes, they know how to perform the testing, how to use which APIs we need to test, we need to use for this testing, all these things. We are having super team for that. Yeah, Aditya.
Okay, sir. So that was a very good answer, sir. Like lot of things that we have covered. And
Yes,
so
yes.
moving on, sir. So when do you think, sir, the full-fledged functioning of the 5G technology will be coming to India?
Okay, full-fledged functioning. See,
Yeah.
Spectrum 5G Spectrum auction was done in India in first week of August in this year only 22. Okay, and the major partners, the major players who took part in this auction were, Geo, Airtel, Vodafone, and Adani Data Networks as well. Right? These were there, and initially in October, first week of October, we saw they have launched the services in major metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Chandigarh, Gurgaon, Haryana, Lucknow, Pune, and Chandigarh, Ahmedabad, and Jamnagar as well. Okay, these major cities they have launched the services, and from this auction, government mopped up an amount of more than 1,50,000 crore rupees. 1,50,000 crore rupees they mopped up from this auction. So eventually 5G will be available in the nationwide. to cover, see, these are the major towns where they have already launched the services in month of October. To cover B and C grade type of cities, so 50 massive rollout they have to do. And I believe by 2024, and this will be available across all the major cities, from B grade or C grade cities also.
Okay, so that's very soon that there will be 5G all over India.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes. So with that, sir, I would like to thank you for your time, sir. It was a superb session on 5G. We have covered most of the things, and I think the viewers will be very happy with that.
Thanks, Aditya. Thanks very much for your time as well.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir. Thank you, sir.
I am pleased.